Hey, Kenny, just a minute. I'm gotta get the light here. Looks pretty good. Hi, Darla, Picola, Ian, Galena. Hi, everybody. Oh, okay. Hey, Muffy, it's been a while. Hey, Mom and Son. Sandy, G, Aunt Beck, Ro. Here comes a cat. Let's see. Let me move this, adjust this just a little here. Nope, don't get on that, baby. So, yeah, how's everybody's weekend? Pamela, Joseph, River. I think I said hi to Darla, Elena. No, but you can't get over there with the cords. No, can't have the cords. No, can't have the cords. You can lay right there. Lay right there. No cords. Exhausting. What are you doing over the weekend, Aunt Beck? Can y'all hear me okay? No. No. There, maybe turn up the volume. Can y'all hear me okay? Journey. Hey, Terry. Where's my phone? Hi, Natalie. Hear me? Okay, thanks, Terry. Let me see. Where's my little soundboard here? Turn up the volume here. Good morning, Terry. Christine, Light and Laughter. We'll push you to get the remodeling done. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that will be exhausting. For sure, Aunt Beck, for sure. Sister Cheryl. Who else am I missing? Thanks, everybody, for popping in. I got the new Somerset magazine, Somerset Studio, but I also have some of the older art journalings. These were just laying around. I also have, I have stacks of Somerset Studio back over the last 20 years. I thought about bringing some of those up, but I said, well, this is probably enough to go through. I thought we would just pick something out of one of these to do today, some mixed media inspiration. I don't know what we'll do, but I thought, we can figure something out. I just pulled a little journal out here if I want to find something, or I have bigger papers too, but I just pulled that out. So I just thought we would maybe just find some inspiration in one of the mixed media books. And I just said I want to do something besides color today. We color a lot. Not that there's anything wrong with it. Don't get me wrong. I love coloring, love my color books. But I just want to do something different today. Hi, Lori. Hi, River. Let's see anybody else. Yeah. Thanks, Terry. And of course, been working in my yard, my garden. I did post a picture of I posted a picture of my week 3 garden. It still looks a little dark. I don't know. There we go. There, that's a little better. Hi, Katrina. Hi, Linda. So if you're just joining us for the first time or watching the recording, I spend a little time saying good morning to everybody. So if you want to get to something, just fast forward. So, yeah. You're just getting into coloring. Yeah, good, Ian. It's fun. It's so fun and relaxing. It really is. Hi, Mama 4. Mitts. I'm sure I'm missing some people. Lori, let's see, Kim. And the thing about coloring is you learn so much about color, shading, color combinations. You just learn so much about other things that you can use that those skills in other things. You can just use them in so many different other projects in art because you're learning so much about color. So love me my color books. So what everybody else do over the weekend? We did go out and see the kids. So that meant going through Atlanta. If y'all missed my pictures on Twitter, if y'all don't follow me on Twitter, it's Inky Well or just Dee Dee Willingham. You can find me. And I posted some pictures of us going through Atlanta. We went to the Varsity. Here, I'll show you a couple. I did not go to Blick. We didn't get that far down or over. And yeah, let me get my pictures up here. Let's see. So yeah, I took a picture of Fred. Fred, we seem to get Fred a lot when we go to the Varsity. There's Fred. And there's the Varsity sign behind him. And I always get onion rings. That's my favorite thing to get, onion rings. They are good, Terry. They are good. They're not on your diet, though. I'm just saying. I did go to, let me turn this one sideways. I did go to Barnes & Noble. They had a 20% off. So I got this magazine here. I got the new Oak Island book. I got it's out in paperback. Martha Grimes's newest book, I think, in paperback. And then Graham Hancock's newest book. This is a massive 2-inch thick book right here. This one. So I got those. They were all 20% off. So we did that. Got to see Cam and Boo. I'll show you my garden in the 3 stages here. So here's week 1. There's week 1, there's week 2, and here's week 3. It's kind of hard to see a difference between week 2 and 3, but you can see a big difference between week 1 and week 2. So did that. Put my Miracle Grow on it. Hi, Caroline. Hi, Marie. Let's see. I hope to get down there in November. Oh, good, G. Yeah, I love them. Anytime we go to the Varsity, that's all I ever get. Hubster will get hot dogs, chili dogs, not me. I just want my onion rings. Let's see. I did go to Hobby Lobby. I got me some more everything I got was 40% off. So I got some more stuff for my planners, stickers and stuff like that. I didn't do a show on it or anything. So what else? Looking through my pictures, seeing what else I did. I think that's it, other than hang out with the cats. Here we go. Let's see here. Turn. There we go. There's one of the days they were sleeping. That's pretty much it. Just did stuff around the house, the laundry, cleaning, all the usual stuff. Other than going out and seeing the kids on Saturday. I know, they're so cute. Yes. Yep. They're brother and sister. You gone planner crazy, Katrina? Well, I love planners. Did you follow Miss Vicky B, Katrina? You need to follow Miss Vicky B if you don't. You need to follow her because she's the planner queen. I love planners. I love them for writing, note-taking, idea collecting. I just don't do planning. So, thanks, Pacola. Yeah, thanks, everybody, for the thumbs up already. Oh, I guess I should tweet the stream in here. Kimberly, I'm sure I'm missing some people. Thanks everybody for popping in early Monday. Let me just go ahead and tweet. Coffee and art in the morning. Live. Let's put a little coffee and where's a link in profile. There we go. Hi, Kia. Anybody else I missed? Pamela, Marie. There's Marie and Maria. Diane, another great Monday. Oh, thanks, Diana. Yeah. So these are all, let me tell you the dates on these. I just had them on the shelf. I'm not even sure. This was summer 2011. This one was winter 2011. This one was spring 2013. They're just, I have all these, and I have 20 years, literally have 20 years of Somerset Studio. I don't buy every issue every time now, every other month. It comes out, bi-monthly. I don't buy it every time. I do flip through it and see what's in it. But I picked up this issue. I thought there was somebody in there we knew, but I couldn't remember. So, but anyway, I did. I bought this one. Let me get a drink, a sip of juice here, guys. Get my throat going. I do have my hot coffee and my cold juice. But I have stacks of these down on my bookshelf. I keep them on the very top shelf because I don't get, I don't use them very often. But I thought maybe if you want, I can pull out some other mixed media books. If y'all want to see some other mixed media books, I know I've shown probably most all of them before, but, I've shown my calligraphy books. I've shown my collage books. I show my inking books. I show my drawing books, and I have shown, hi, Judy. I have shown my mixed media books before. And I usually pull off random ones. So it's usually different ones every time we do it. So mixed media can be used in so many things, even our color books. Y'all know I'll use anything in a color book: paint, watercolor, neocolors, Posca, pencils. I'll use everything in a color book. And so that's another thing about color books. You can just use anything you want in them. So, hey, Janet. Who else am I missing? Tony, Teresa, Artsy. Artsy, you should be getting your book today. I think it's supposed to be delivered today. So you look in your mail today, Nancy. Your mermaid color book should be there today that you won last week. Let's see who else is here. Gary, hey Gary. Carol, I said hi to Caroline. Molly, hi everybody. I hope everybody had a good weekend. And yeah, I've been up a while. After getting all, and Janet, I did get all my garden fertilized. I got my Miracle Grow and fertilized. Hey, Scoobs, I saw when I flipped back through chat last week from last week's shows, I saw you stop by and I said, I didn't even see Scoobs last week. There she is. So sorry I missed you last week, Scoobs. Good to see you. I know I miss a lot of people. Well, not a lot. I miss some. I try to catch everybody first thing, and then I see people throughout. So I always try to acknowledge everybody. And but I do miss people. So, no offense. It's just, it goes by pretty quick. Thanks for all the thumbs up already, guys. It is, Terry. Yeah, it's hard to see everybody when it goes this fast, and it gets faster too. So anyway, I thought we would flip through some of these older ones. This is the newer Somerset Studio. The same publisher that puts out Somerset Studio puts out Art Journaling and multiple other publications. I try to show different ones. Mingle, in her style. There's even a candle one, willow jewelry, art journaling or art quilting studio. They've got tons of magazines. Stampington and Company is a publisher. And but these are usually the two that I usually almost always buy the art journaling, and now I'm kind of down to, I flip through Somerset Studio to see if there's something, because like I said, guys, I literally have 20 years of these. I think I have the very first issue of Somerset Studio from 20 years ago. So it's hard for me to flip through these and see a lot of new stuff because you after 20 years you see a lot of it. But if we don't find anything to do in these, I'll go get another stack from the stack. They were there to visit an old friend in Brewers. Oh, nice. So did they? Well, I guess if they were for the Brewers, then because Atlanta lost. So, I wish they would have stopped at, or maybe they did. Did they stop at Varsity and get some onion rings? I showed the picture a minute ago. Let me go back to my pictures again here, guys. Yeah. So here's Fred at the Varsity. We always eat out in the car at the drive up. That's at the drive up. Look at his hat. It's what it is stacks of the hat's really like just that first level, and it's all stacked up one on top of the other. But there's what I always get. I always get the onion rings. Love me some Varsity onion rings. I did tweet it out. And they did Varsity retweeted it. So they took the Grand Line, told about Varsity. They were staying and coming. Oh, okay. Well, there is a branch up there too, Scoobs. But it's the downtown one that I just know. But yeah. Yeah, I was up North Georgia this weekend. I went and saw the kids, and then Hubster and I did. Went and saw the kids, and we went to the Varsity. We went to Barnes and Noble because I had a 20% off. Here's what I bought. I bought 3 books and this magazine here. Got the new Martha Grimes. I got the new Graham Hancock, which is a big Mama Jamba, huge book, hardback. And I got the new Oak Island. So yeah. Yeah, I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant, Scoops. Yeah. Let's see, Andrea. Let's see, who else am I missing? Ro. I said hi to Ro. Caroline. Yeah. Okay, well, let's go ahead and start looking through some magazines and get some ideas. So if y'all are just joining us, I thought we would look through these, get some mixed media inspiration, and maybe do something, not necessarily have to copy the exact project, but we could, maybe get some inspiration, do something out of it. I did pull out one of these I have this old journal, just in some D-rings there. Or I can get out a big sketchbook, depending on what we find to do. Just something to do. If y'all have any mixed media things y'all are working on, feel free to talk about it. Hi, and just say hi to you, Andrea. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I know there's lots of storms going. How are y'all doing it over in Oklahoma, Janet? I haven't checked this morning's weather. Hi, Lynn. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and I'll just do these first. Let me go ahead and zoom in. You started a glue book? Oh, what are you using, Caroline, for your glue book? What base are you using? Oh, did y'all have to run for storm shelters, Elaine? I hadn't heard, about Oklahoma. Flooding? Oh, no. Hi, Kim. Schedule club for J Monkey stream. Haven't. I don't even know who that is, Lori. I don't know who that is. I made a book from thick paper, copy paper, and gluing things in it. Okay. How did you put rings in the book? Did you put it in a 3-ring binder? Or did you do signatures, Caroline? What kind of book did you make? Ian is making a sketchbook. I saw your painting, Ian. Oh, okay. It's all right, Lori. It was in caps, so I thought you were talking to me. You stapled it? Okay. Did you staple signatures then? Oh, y'all stay safe. I'm glad y'all have, I guess most of y'all have storm shelters out there. Sort of, yes. Okay. Well, are you on Instagram or something, Caroline, where you can show pictures of it? Okay. I'm probably following you then. I'll have to go look. All right. Well, I got these 3 older ones. They were just happen to be on my shelf up here. I have more downstairs. Like I said, if we run out of ideas. So let's see here. Let me move my camera. Oh, here come the cats. Okay. We're going to have to probably, no, you can't go over there, baby. You know, you can't go over there by the cords. Oh, all right. Let me zoom in one more here. I might have to put them out and close the door if they don't behave. Okay. Let's see. Wendy. I'm sure I'm missing Sandy. Thanks, everybody, for popping in. Journey. Lou. All right. Well, like I said, this one is from 2013. And this one has Pam Carricker in it. Tisha Moore in it. And they're all, it's not like they go out of style. Art journaling, mixed media, it doesn't really go out of style. So, well, I just want us to maybe find something, some inspiration to do something. So if you see something that you like or want to try or want to do, just speak up. I hope I'll catch it. Put it in caps. So this one is talking about healing through art journaling. Now, obviously, I'm not going to read the articles. But I did, like I said, I pulled out a little book here we can work in, or I can get out a bigger sketchbook. This is just something that's kind of, easy to do on camera. Y'all know I do my giant posters, and that's massive. Okay. So anyway, let's just kind of go through, and if y'all want to, take any notes for the Society of Idea Collectors, put it in your idea folders, your idea notebooks, your idea journals, your travelers, your 3 rings, whatever you want to write down your ideas for. A lot of mixed media is usually broke out in a couple of different ways. Bright colors, more like whimsical and bright colors, or muted vintage looking. And it just seems like those are the 2 main mixed media themes. I don't want to say themes, techniques or something that people gravitate toward, either things that are really bright and colorful or more in the muted style. What do y'all have? Those of you that do any kind of mixed media, yeah, kind of color. Well, it's not just color schemes; it's more styles. What do y'all gravitate toward? Do you gravitate more toward the bold, bright colors, or do you, hey Jean, or do you gravitate more toward here's some Tisha Moore, or do you gravitate more toward the muted? Seth Apter, the more muted, like Seth Apter, um, Tim Holtz type stuff. Diana says she likes both. Arlene says she goes toward the bold and the bright. Some people are saying both. Terry likes color, color, color. Depends on your mood, Aunt Beck said. It just seems like people usually gravitate more towards one or the other. One napkin. Yeah. So you probably, Natalie, because when I do my napkin journals, they're pretty bold and bright. I mean, that black backgrounds for a lot of them, but they have a lot of bright colors in them. Molly likes both. Bold and bright, muted vintage nature. And I noticed that also back when I was scrapbooking for years and years, that most people either went for one or the other. There was usually about 3 or 4 styles, and but the color they used was either bright, bold colors or more muted colors. And then there was other styles that went into scrapbooking, like the whimsical piling, junky kind, and it seems like kind of the mixed media. If you use a lot of layering, or if you do like Tim Holtz kind of stuff. And I did let me show you. I did, because Tim Holtz stuff was 40%. I just threw it in here. Tim Holtz stuff was 40% off at Hobby Lobby. So I got some more of these. I know I have some of these somewhere. Some of the Tim Holtz cards, some of the tape, the giant washi tape. This was all 40% off. So I went ahead and got a couple of things of that. Hi, Cynthia. You like both, mostly muted. Wendy could do either. I just wondered, y'all's preferences. Yeah, Tisha Moore. And again, this is back from 2013. I don't know how Tisha, I haven't seen any updates on her lately to see how her health is. But Tisha, kind of started those eyes where you'd cut them out of magazines and lay them over the top of faces. And she's always used bright, bold colors. Yeah. As you can see. And she also likes to do writing that's kind of like, let me see if I can get a black. Yeah, let's get a black. Erin Posca. She's always done writing on uneven lines. Like, the lines are going to kind of go like this. And then maybe let's do she'd have all these uneven lines. Banner writing. Oh, good. That's good, Aunt Beck. I've not heard it called banner writing, but that's good. Watercolor, flowers to be bright but muted. Okay. And she always has these kind of tall, thin, when she hand writes them, they're kind of tall and thin. This is some stamping there. Let's see what else she's got. You see how they're crooked? See how they go? And you can just draw a pencil line if you don't want to see the lines, but they're like big and little. Let's see. When you think at that moment that is possible, then magic starts. I'm going to try to find something kind of short. Here, I'll just find one of her things here that's kind of short. This says something like, I fell from the sky with ink in my something. Let every day stir my imagination's light. I'll just write this one. Like she's going, let. Like this, you know. Like that. Or as Aunt Bex called it, banner writing. Do you think women are more color sensitive? Men tend to be a lot more muted. I don't know, Ian. You maybe in clothing, you know, and of course, you know, then there's fashion. You know, fashion is. I'm not even talking about the fashion industry because then all rules are out as far as that goes. I think men just have always dressed more muted, conservative because of business. You know what I mean? Um, they just don't go to work wearing flowery shirts. Now nowadays, and it's going to depend on your industry too, you know what you're in. But I think that men maybe have just always been more muted in colors because of clothing. You know, a lot of our color, I don't want to say inspiration, but our color choices, I think, are based a lot on the fashion industry. Which then, all right, I'll give you an example. In the '70s, the colors were not olive green, avocado green, orange, and like a mustard color and brown. You know, I do not like any of those colors, and especially in a color combination. But then you saw refrigerators where everything was avocado green. Do you see what I'm saying? So the fashion colors tend to, you know, influence home decor, you know. um yeah, we survived it. Harvest gold. Thank you, Terry. Harvest gold was that yellow color. Harvest gold. Yeah. And I never liked any of those colors, but they were, you know, you'd go to the store and all the bedding was those colors, your appliances, you know, and then like back, and then before that, you know, in the '60s, of course, it was a lot of the pop art, flowery, bright, huge flowers, you know, kind of thing with bright colors. And then, of course, in the '50s, it was like a lot of pink and turquoise and, you know, and then everything. So you wore the colors. The fashion industry really influences a lot of what's popular. And then whatever's popular, like, you know, if you go to buy a refrigerator in the '70s and all you had was Harvest Gold or avocado green, you bought it. You know, it was like that was what you could get. Yes, I did work retail. I did visual merchandising, Lou. uh, because women care more about, well, and again, I'm generalizing here. Lou's asking why the ladies' clothing section is always bigger than men's. Just women just, you know, like more options, more clothes, you know. And again, I'm generalizing, you know. Not that men can't like, you know, a suit and a, you know, casual and, you know, everything too. But women just, you know, like more variety, you know, and more options, you know. And so anyway, I'm just talking about the colors right now. But and so, you know, every generation has colors that become popular, if you will. You know, they become popular. You know, get bored with our clothes and need new ones. See, I like to wear, I mean, this is kind of a blue and white stripe, but I like to wear black and white. And I know, and you know, I have a bright red t-shirt that I wear under a black, you know. I just like I like black and white. And for me, I'll tell you why I like black and white, mostly black, but I like those colors. For one, if you're wearing black pants and a black jacket, you can put any color underneath. If you're wearing, to me, color influences your mood. So if you put on yellow, if you put on pink, if you put on all black, there's just different moods. Not that black is depressing, because it's not to me. To me, black is a neutral. So I'm not affected by the mood of my color. I don't know if that makes sense. And so it's like you're free to make and that's the same thing with music. People always ask me, don't you listen to music all day when you're arting? Well, music affects your emotions. So nothing wrong with that. If you want to, if you're at a wedding and you're having a party and you want, but music affects your emotions. And usually when I'm doing art and stuff, I don't want my emotions affected. I want to do what I want to do, not what music tells me to do. And don't email me if you like listening to music while you're arting. Most people do. I just don't. I'd rather just listen to someone talking on YouTube, listening to something, somebody just talking about a technique or something just very neutral. So anyway, so that's just one of the things here. And so I'm just gonna, here's like Tisha's current favorite supplies. And again, this was in 2013, but look how bright and colorful her colors are. And also, guys, if you need color combinations, Jean, if you need color combinations, we talk about it all the time. Design-seeds. Here, let me write this. I'll write it here. If you want color combinations, go to this website. They have an app too. Go to that site and you will find thousands of color combinations. So go and look at the color combinations and pick. Yeah, classical's a little, and of course that depends too, because that can affect, depending on how upbeat it is, how moody it is. Scoobs, but everybody's different. Some things, like I know that, like teenagers can listen to, we all did it probably, when most of us anyway, we could have on the loudest music and still do our homework and all, it probably has something to do with different stages in your life. I just like quiet. I can sit here in my art and not have, if I don't have a video on, then it's just silent. I just like quiet. I'll just work in the quiet. It doesn't bother me at all to not have any noise. I could just sit here and draw with no music, no talking, nothing. But I know everybody's different. I'm just telling you what works for me. So yeah, Jersey, yeah, go there, design-seeds.com, and you will find hundreds of color combinations. I try to remind people of that every now and then, because and color book people, especially newbies, they think, well, I don't know what color combinations. How do you pick color combinations? When I'm doing a color book page, I try to have 3 main colors and maybe a couple extra colors. Now, again, I always clarify that, saying I'm not talking about if I'm doing a complete flower garden. But if I'm just doing, a face or something, here, let me pull something here. I'll just pick, 3 colors or so, like here. This one, it's got the blue, the red, and actually the gold. That's just pretty much it. So, of course, there's skin tones, but as far as your basic colors, when you look at this, you see blue, red, and gold. Bye, Gary. Drive carefully out there. Drive those buses careful. Stop back by if you get a chance. And hi, Mary. Somebody said hi, Mary. I didn't see Mary, but I saw somebody say hi, Mary. Hi, Mary. There she is. We're just talking about mixed media, and I'm looking through some of the mixed media um, art journaling and Somerset Studio magazines. And everybody's different. Some people like just listening to some classical. Some people like hard rock and roll. I mean, it's just whatever you like. I know, it is awesome. Thanks, Jersey. So, like, let's just look at some of Tisha's current supplies. Again, 2013. I know they've got all kinds of new inks and other things out since then. She likes little pencil smudge, the blending stumps. She calls them pencil smudgers. They're awesome for adding smudgy goodness to pencil drawing. Calligraphy pen and ink, color pencils. Of course, her favorites are Prismacolors too. Copic markers, glue stick, hand carved stamps, Liquitex soft body paint, mechanical pencils, pencils with super soft lead, Pilot high-tech pens, Sharpie poster paint markers. Of course, most of it's probably use Poscas now. Markers. So those are some of her, her favorite supplies. They should blend where they would play music and they would wake up and give milk. The cows, a little sister, that's cute. Okay, so here's more of a muted palette again. I mean, it's got some, brighter blues in it, but it's still a more vintagey, muted palette. Some like Seth Apter and Tim Holtz, they almost, use all browns, and dark colors. And there's others too. I mean, I can't think of all the people that are famous or popular that, sell their supplies and we buy their supplies. But Timmy and Seth are two that just come to my mind. And so anyway, now this is a little more bright here. Tips. Let's read a couple of tips. I love gesso. If my background seems disjointed or if I get carried away with too much bright or too dark of a color, I brayer gesso over the whole page to tone it down and make the background more cohesive. Spend some time, tips. Spend some time watching YouTube videos. Use a scrap of unbleached muslin or an old washed out white dish towel for your paint drop cloth. When it's splattered full of color, tear off strips to use in your journal. I think we do that mostly with paper. Use your Mary has a word for it. Her not drop cloth, but her, what she uses when she gets paint on everything, and she reuses that paper. Just do it. Don't like your lettering? Your journal is a perfect place to practice. Have you found a new technique you'd like to try? Your journal is the perfect place to try. Look back through your older journals and see how your art has progressed. And also, guys, if you have underpapers, well, I don't know. I thought Mary called it something else, but I don't remember. Anyway, if you go back to your older... Oh, Robin Marie calls them underpapers. Oh, okay. Go back through your old journals, and you may not like them, especially if you just have a bunch of sketchy stuff, some painty, like your, I call them my desk journals, when you scrape paint and all that in them and throw down extra collage bits you have. You can take those and tear them out. I mean, some people probably have a problem with that, but I don't. I will deconstruct an art journal or a sketchbook in a heartbeat and take out a piece of that paper if I like it and reuse it. So it just depends, depends on, what you want to do. Painty papers, y'all have different names for them. Painty papers, underpapers. So I'm just kind of flipping through here and giving y'all some ideas and talking about it. Yeah, classical guitar. Now, I could probably listen to classical guitar all day, Ian. Yeah, that's very chill. Yeah. You, Mary. Yes, Mary. You Mary with an I. What do you call your drop paper? I mean, I thought you had a special name for your Maybe it's Painty Papers. That's what Mary's going, what, Mary? Hi, Dorinda. Dorinda. Hi, Dorinda. Girls. Character building, different. These are by Karen O'Brien. I think Karen O'Brien has a book out. I might even have the book. I'm going to pull out some of my mixed media books too. So they're probably older, so you probably all have most of them. So it shouldn't be too much of an enabling. Mary. It shouldn't be too much of an enabling if I pull out some of my mixed media books, but you never know. But I think I have a book by her, Karen O'Brien. Techniques to try: a cover up and guided composition. Praying in color. And these are some, now back to the bride. Do you notice though how it's either brights or more vintagey muted colors? It just seems to gravitate more one toward the other. And Mindy Lacefield, now y'all know I have not taken very many classes. Hi, Becky's. Y'all know I've not taken many online classes. I took a gut art from Mistel probably 15 years ago. And I did do it's called a Sunday morning with Mindy, where she would do, you'd take a Bible verse and use her style, which this is just not my style. So it was really a challenge for me to try to do her class. Let me see. Let me pull this out. Hang on. Let me get to this notebook here. So this is when I was doing some 12 by 12 size art. And I put all this art in a, this is a scrapbook binder, but I used it for 12 by 12 art. Let me see if I can get right to her class here. Let's see. Let me find it. Here we go. So when did I take this class? 2015. So let's flip over to it here. Okay, so in 2015, these are big now. Some of them are this one's 12 by 12. This is 8.5 by 11. So I always combine different sizes of projects. So this was really a stretch for me to do this. I'll tell you what was the hardest part of taking this class was writing messy. It's very hard for me because I've done calligraphy for 30 years, or really longer, but it was real hard for me to do messy writing. Well, let me pull her thing back in here so you can see. So this is her style, right? And she had a class called Sunday Mornings where she would do a Bible verse and you would kind of you kind of follow along, but not really follow along. You kind of takes elements and make them your own. Like these little circly things. These are all from my Her Majesty Camille cameo machine. I cut these out, and she didn't have these in hers, so you kind of make it your own style. But writing really messy, so you inspired the book after the magazine. Are you talking to me, Adeline? I'm not sure what you're asking me there. So what I'm showing here, if you're just coming in, this is Art Journaling Magazine. Mindy Lacefield has an article in here, and she had taught a class or two back in, which I guess she might still teach classes. I don't know. And this was from 2015. And so it was like literally a month of Sundays, I think it was. So I just have different little different bits. And like this one says, love you to the moon and back. So I did like little alien characters in it. And but what I really wanted to do was, because it was just stretching you to do something different, right? Yes, her style is very cute and colorful. And so you don't really want to copy her. There's a couple of her little girls that I kind of copied, but for the most part, like these little aliens and stuff like that, you kind of you just kind of do it whatever you want, but you can't be afraid. Like, look at all the scribbles and stuff she wants you to do. Scribbly and scrapey and painty. Yeah, I like the color too. And so here's some other ones like this one right here. And then here's some different ones with the verses. These are both big 12 by 12 pages. So it goes from here to here. It's a double, this one's a double page spread. And so just little birds. I drew my own little angels in there. So you kind of incorporate it. But again, the hardest part for me was the messy writing. I could hardly get over writing this messy. Yeah, inspired by. Yeah, I could. That was really tough for me to do the messy writing because, like I said, I'm very particular in my lettering. But it was fun to go get outside the box, right? So again, here's another one. And this is the double page spread. See, here's some lines right here. I didn't even write on those lines, but it's a lot of scribbly. It's a lot of scribbly, messy. Thank you, Pacola. Yeah, use all caps, guys, if you're talking to me. And yeah, so it was a lot of fun. This is just like one of my cutout gears out of my Cameo. Some watch bits. Those are just that's a stamp. She wanted you to use a lot of what you had. Stamps, your paint, scribbly and pencil. What else? I don't remember. But anyway. Hi, Julie Topaz. Okay, thanks for being here. Now this one is inspired from her little girls. So if you see, like, look at her little bunny face there. See? So this is kind of like her little style. But I love this one. I love this little princess girl. She's just so, I think she's so adorable. This is a little cutout, the little bird. This is stamped, and then scribbles. Again, the messy writing. The messy writing is hard to do. Yeah, it's very, very whimsical. Very. It was just craft paint. Craft paint, yeah. And then, you just draw, and like I have layers right in here. There's all these layers. You probably can't see it. Let me see. There's lots of layers of cutouts. These are from my Cameo, and I just I glued them down and then painted over them to give it some texture and some layers. So this one's, she's singing. And then I just did a couple of little angels there. And again, this is kind of her style with the round face and the wide eyes. Some washi tape. This is stamps. This is on a piece of scrapbook paper. So you can use a piece of scrapbook paper as a background. See, this student looks a lot to do. It is a lot to do. This looks like a lot to do. It is a lot to do. Then this one's just on an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. There's another couple double page spread. And, it's just supposed to be very loose and free and, it was a lot of fun. It was different. Like I said, it was different. Yeah, well, she might still have classes, guys. If y'all like this, go check out Mindy Lacefield. I haven't really kept up with her and don't know what she's doing right now. But you see, look, see that style? It's the same kind of thing, Let's read some of her. Well, let me finish this and then get that out of the way, and then I'll read her tips. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. It was only like a month. I think it was a month-long class. 4 or 5 Sundays. 4 or 5 Sundays. That's all it was. It was a short class. But I don't remember. Thanks, Terry. Like I said, it was 2015. There's Terry just put in Mindy's link to her website. Okay, so here's some of her tips. A great jumping off point is to make some really quick India ink figure sketches in a smaller journal or notebook. I spend about 15 minutes making sketches to later tear out and use in my journal. This allows me to really play with the composition and not worry about it on the actual journal page. Once I glue the figure into my journal, I can then add more paint if I want to and continue to build from there. So, and the reason she's talking about indie ink because it's waterproof. And the other thing too, guys, is if you want to do very thin, like very thin lines and use like a Faber-Castell pit pen because they're waterproof. But if you want to do more bold things, that's what we had to do a lot of. You can just use a dip pen and make it not neat. She wanted you to, as you saw in the lettering, not to be fussy with it, but more scribbly. Hi, Colleen. Colleen, this today's right up, should be up your alley, Missy. This is kind of stuff. Colleen likes to do all kinds of mixed media kind of stuff, and she uses a lot of inks and different products. I learned the technique of writing and painting on deli paper to later use as collage fodder from Mary Beth Shaw. What I love about the deli paper is that it develops layers of texture and transparency. A lot of us had since, after this, used the deli paper for jelly plating. Let me get a sip of my juice here, guys. Making jelly plated papers, but you can stamp on them. I should maybe I'll do that. We're just gonna wing it today, guys. We're just gonna go with whatever. So there's different kinds of, I've got 3 different kinds of deli papers, 3 different types, I should say, of deli. They're just like this, papers that sandwiches come wrapped in. And you can stamp on these as long as you use like Stays On or some kind of waterproof ink. Then you can cut those out and collage them wherever you want, and it move things around, layer them up. Let's see. So what I love about deli paper is it develops layer and texture and transparency. If you leave part of the deli paper blank and then glue it down in your journal, you will be able to see what is underneath. That's a neat trick for creating depth and dimension. Step out of your comfort zone and use colors that you wouldn't normally use. Try neon or fluorescent paint. Use it in small doses. Neon color can offer up some major nostalgic charm. Since I used my childhood as an inspiration, the 80s are represented well with neo oranges, reds, and yellows. So these colors like this, she's influenced because of the 80s. Yeah. Yeah. So guys, if you're just joining us, what I'm doing is I'm going through a couple of the older art journaling magazines just to get some ideas, talk mixed media. And then I also bought the newest Somerset Studio that I thought we could go through too. I just thought maybe y'all could write down some ideas, talk about what you like to do, give you, write some ideas down in your Society of Idea Collectors notebooks. And, well, if you want that look, the 80s kind of look, or whatever era you like, if you like the 50s, go look at the 50s colors. You can find them online, like teal and pink, and, go look them up. Like we were talking earlier, if y'all weren't here, we were talking about the 70s. It was avocado green, harvest gold, and orange. And that was and brown. And those are like the 70s colors, which I don't like any of those colors. I mean, I like orange by itself or with something else, and like a harvest gold might be considered a yellow ochre. I like that with something else. But that combination, I just do not like that color combination. We'll show the cover. Yeah, this is from 2013, Anastasia. Yeah, these are older ones, these 3. I was said earlier, and thanks everybody for the thumbs up. I said earlier that I've collected Art Journaling Magazine and Somerset Studio. Now, Art Journaling hasn't been around for 20 years, but Somerset Studio, I should go, and I've done it before. I did it a few years ago. I pulled out some of my oldest Somerset Studio magazines to show you guys in mixed media what was going on 20 years ago. It's just, yeah. So anyway, So that's more Mindy Lacefield. Then here is Pat May, and a lot of these people I don't know who they are, but here a lot of stencil work. And again, this is from 2013, and all just kind of tips. But notice the color combinations. Notice the color combinations. It's usually something bright or something muted. It's usually like bright Mindy Lacefield type and Tisha Moore, or it's more Seth Apter and Tim Holtz muted vintage look. For the most part, you're either going to like one or the other. So. And then this is Pam Carricker. She has a very distinct style. She does a lot of stuff with graphite, if I remember. A lot of graphite stuff as backgrounds for hers. Here's another. This is more the muted. Lots of ads. And then here's the We Ask the Artist. Do you have a favorite place or space for art journaling? And all the art journaling magazines, these come out, I think, twice. I'm not sure. I think they're 4 times a year. Yeah, every season. So it's winter, summer, fall. I'm pretty sure that's how. Yeah, this was spring. So they always have these different question and answer type things. Then you do some of one and some of the other. It's no rules, Jersey. No rules. You're welcome, Anastasia. I don't subscribe to them color. Sometimes I do have problems really not anymore. There for a while, it was hard to find some of them. They weren't in every bookstore. But for me, it was like the fun of the hunt. I'd have to hunt them down every other month. It's bi-monthly for this, quarterly for these. So I never subscribed to them. I always wanted to go hunt them up. Here's some Let's Get Digital, a little bit of digi stuff here. And they usually have some kind of a theme they're talking about. Different tips. They always have tips. So, write down some ideas. If you see a color combination you like, or, whatever. Here's in different journals. They've done sketchbooks, journals, art cards. Look, here's a vintage book cover, using an actual vintage book to make the cover for your signatures. And then ask the artist, do you have to be in a certain mood to art journal, or can you create no matter your mood? And if you've ever had any kind of a job, like I said, I used to be in visual merchandising for years and years and years and years. And if you had to be creative every day. You couldn't go to work and say, I'm not creative today. Your boss would go, I don't care. You could go do it anyway. And the same thing if you're in advertising, or if you're in whatever, any kind of a career you have you have to be creative. You just do it. You have to make it happen. Yeah. And it doesn't mean it's always easy. It doesn't mean, it doesn't mean that your best work is going to be every day, but you just keep, there you go, Aunt Beck. Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about. That's probably kind of the same thing, except I did department store, fashion, Aunt Beck. And we did have rooms to fix up and other departments, but you had to, and back then when I was doing it, we had to make all kind of props. We had to make settings. We had to make themes. We had to do, like if let's just say, for example, the summer clothes came in, there was a sailboat theme, all the, and we had the children's department, the women's department, the men's department, there's all the different departments. So whatever the thing, you had to come up with these themes that had to be cohesive. And then it could be in 2 weeks, bam, you change it out again. So you're constantly having to be creative. Oh, Terry. Yeah, that's how we stayed sane. Terry said, keep talking. And I'm sure you'll hear the toilet paper story. Yeah. I'll go ahead and I'll just keep flipping while I'm talking. We had this one woman she was an older woman. She was probably, I'd say she was in her 60s, but she was very, very well, I don't want to say well preserved. She kept her, she was very, very stylish. Her makeup was impeccable. She was very just well kept. I don't know what you want to call it. But anyway, but she was always the most, she was always, I don't want to say mean, but she was always like just grumpy. She was always grumpy. She was like waiting to retire, I think. I think she was just like waiting to retire. So she was always grumpy. But she liked me and I always made her laugh. You know, there was not too many people, I guess, that she would put up with, but she'd put up with me. So anyway, she was up in the break room one day, and here's a Tisha Moore that's a little just more sketchy without all the color in it. So what I would do now, remember, I was a lot younger, guys. I was younger when this happened anyway. And so to make her laugh and to kind of just brighten her day, what I did, she always took, she always took her shoes off because we, at that time, the people on the floor, we had to wear, well, we didn't because we were in visual merchandising. They tried to make us do it one time and that didn't fly. But anyway, the women all had to wear dresses and high heels. You had to wear dresses and high heels and stand and sell clothes or what jewelry or makeup, whatever it was. At the time, you had to dress in dresses and high heels, or at least pumps. At least pumps. They didn't have to be spiked heels. But anyway, so she'd always come up, take her shoes off and chill, you know, in the break room. And so there would be times I would hide her shoes. Oh, you want a diagram? Oh my gosh. Well, here, I'll show you. I'll do one better. Hang on. So this day, though, I wanted to do something different. So she didn't take her shoes off, so I couldn't hide them. So what I did is I went into the bathroom. Wait a minute. Hang on. I don't know if I can make this work, Terry. We'll try. Okay. So what I did, I'm getting my supplies here ready. So what I did is I went in the bathroom and got some toilet paper, and I did this. Well, it's not rolling out by itself here. Let's turn this over. See if I can make it roll. Here. Let's see if I can make this roll. So what I did is I went in the bathroom. I got the toilet paper. Let's see, which way do I need to go to make it roll? Well, anyway, so I rolled and 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 rolled. And I got a big wad about this much. Then what I did, took a piece of tape, snuck up under the table behind her. I literally, and everybody was watching me do this, right? So they were watching me do this. You love this story, Terry. So what I did is I should have brought a shoe up here. I snuck up behind her on the floor, and like she was wearing her shoes, right? So I snuck up behind her and I taped that to her heel. Okay, so I taped it to her heel. And snuck back out and just went and sat down like nothing was happening, right? Well, about, 10 minutes later, she got up, and as she was walking away, this happened, right? Now, mind you, it was way much more than this right here. So as she was walking away, she was dragging a roll, and it was unfurling. It was unfurling as she was walking away. So as she walked out, now this is how, I'll give you a little diagram. So as she walked out, here's the break room. Then you walk out the door, there's a hall, then there's a long hall, then you're out, here's the store here, right? A long hall, then you walk out here, then you go down the escalator. I could hear her all the way down the escalator going, Dee Dee! See diagram, yeah. It was like, it just unfurled the whole way down the stairs. And of course she acted like she was mad, but I knew better. She liked it when I picked on her, kind of picked on her, gave her some, amusement, I guess. Well, anyway, okay, so we kind of looked at this one. And again, there's different. These two are from 2011, so these are older even still. Oh, the shoulder pad. Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's. I'll say that for a minute. In a minute, Terry, I'll tell the shoulder pad one. When shoulder pads were in style, does anybody remember that in the 80s when you wore big? Like remember the show Dallas? You remember how those big shoulder pads were in style? I mean, you would look like this. You almost look like this, like a linebacker, right? Okay, I'll tell the story real quick, Terry. Okay, so I had this dress, and it was one of those it was at the time the style was these belted dresses with big flowy skirts, kind of long, right? Like down past your knees. That was the style. Okay, so if you remember, Dallas, the TV show Dallas. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, I went to this friend's daughter's wedding, right? So I had this dress on, and this was all long and flowy, and we had these big giant shoulder pads, right? Huge. Well, anyway, so I'm doing a little diagram here. We'll do the little story. Yeah, Linda Evans. Yeah. And the big hair. Yeah. The big hair. I got some pictures of Annie and Denise when they were in high school with their big hair. They tease it and fluff it. And it was like, oh my gosh, I have to dig those out somewhere. And anyway, all right. So I went to her daughter's wedding, and it was at this big church. It was a big Catholic church. And I'm not Catholic, but her daughter's wedding. And there was all these stairs, right? Lots of stairs just to get up to the door. Now, if you've ever been to, or if you're Catholic, or if you've ever been to a Catholic service, there's a lot of standing, kneeling, standing, kneeling, standing. There's a lot of that. And during a wedding, there's even more, I think, because there's so much ceremony to it. So anyway, during the service, I kept feeling something itching at the back of my calf. Now, mind you, the skirt's long, but at the back of my calf, it was just kept itching. And I kept, reaching down and itching my calf. Something was itching. It was like I had a bug bite or something. And, okay. Thanks, Julie. Julie says it's called Catholic aerobic limbo. I think Julie might know. Anyway, so I kept feeling something itchy on my leg the whole time. I'm kneeling and standing and walking and standing and kneeling, and all this stuff. So anyway, after the service, after the wedding, so I walked down the stairs, and finally I'd had enough. I reached down here and felt underneath the skirt. There was something there. And if y'all know how big these were, these shoulder pads, I'm not lying. They were at least this big. Literally huge shoulder pads. So anyway, I reached down under my skirt, and I felt something, and I ripped it off. It was stuck. It was one of those Velcro. It was a Velcro. They had Velcro on it. And it went whoosh. You know how Velcro sounds when you rip it, right? You take it, when you rip Velcro from its counterpart. Whoosh. And people were looking at me. It was like, what is that noise? What's wrong with her? So I ripped off the shoulder pad. It had fallen down. It had come disconnected. Now this is all wet now. It had come disconnected from my shoulder, worked its way down the dress, and stuck on the hem of my dress. It stuck on the hem, and then I pulled it off. It went really loud. So then all of a sudden, I've got in my hand a shoulder pad. So here, now imagine this. I'm coming down the stairs. People are everywhere. It went, and in my hand was something like this. And they're looking at me like, what? What is going on? But that's not even the worst. Then I figured out what it was. And I had my dress looked like this. One shoulder pad. Yes. One shoulder pad. Oh my gosh. Anyway, there you go, Terry. I told your story again. Oh my goodness. But anyway, so there's a couple of my stories. All right, let's turn this mess over here. Oh, well, I got test paint on this side. That's better. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the next two art journal magazines. And again, just kind of want to flip through, look at colors, combinations, and ideas. Oh, I am over here making depressed, and you're telling funny stories. Oh, well, good. I hope it cheered you up some, Robin. If I was around you, I'd tape a wad of toilet paper to the back of your shoe right now. Oh my gosh. Oh no, that we didn't get from China back then, Ian. I'm talking back in the 80s. No, we didn't buy our dresses from China back then. It wasn't my wedding dress. That was just my dressy dress to go to a wedding. Yeah, no, it wasn't my wedding dress. You think the shoulder pads were bigger than that drawing? Yeah, they were huge. Anyway, so okay, so back to our art journaling. This is some reds and blues, and these are this is kind of a in between. This kind of coppery, orangey yellow. This is kind of in between the brights and the vintage look. Here's some travel journaling, little sketches, like you can make your own little maps and your own little sketches, your own little drawings when you go, on vacation or whatever. And I've shown y'all this. Let me grab this real quick. I showed y'all this before. If you don't think you can take a bunch of stuff with you on a vacation, you don't want to take, well, I will. I mean, I go fishing. I'll take a rolly cart full of supplies to the dock, so I have something to work on while I'm fishing. But if you don't want to take something real big, so this time I went to the beach and I made this little, this is one of the little file folder pocket things. And just cut up a bunch of ATC size. And all I did was I took these, and you can get a lot in here. I mean, I think there's I've got at least probably 30 or so here. And you can spread them out. And you fold this up, put a rubber band around it and a pencil and a pen, and you got you a little portable sketchbook. No, I couldn't put it back in, Cheryl. Oh my gosh. It was over. I mean, the wedding was over. So yeah, I just carried it onto my car. Oh my gosh. They repurpose a shoulder pad aircraft carriers. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So anyway, there's a little crab, a little, bird. These are just like real quick little sketches. There's my flip-flops. There's the dock. The pier. And so, you can just do these little tiny little sketches like this on little ATCs. And you just, you can keep them in something like this. And this is good if you're doing walking tours or whatever, just keep this and a rubber band and a pen and a pencil, and you can always be sketching something. Anyway, you don't have to take a big sketchbook and paints and all that if you're not able. We asked the artist, do you like to incorporate personal photographs into your journal? And then all the different ones answered. Oh, Dina Wakely is in this one. I'm not sure. I don't know if we've come to her yet. Let's see. Because she's one of the answerers. Where is she? Okay, she's on page 94. So we haven't got to Dina Wakely, but I just saw her name here. She answered it. Heartfelt texture. This one's Carrie Todd. I don't know Carrie Todd, but they have tips and tricks on all the different artists. L.K. Ludwig. She and there's a couple others, and I have their books. They were like staples all the time in in these art journal and Somerset Studio magazines. I'll pull out a few books here in a minute. They're not new mixed media books. Well, there may be one or two, but most of them are not new, so I shouldn't be too enabling. Bye, Jeannie. And of course, adding your own writing and journaling, even if it's just quotes or something like this on top of it, it just adds so much personality to it. And then here's some nice bright colors. And here's some more of this. This is, I just call it the Tisha Morse, because that's where I first saw this kind of banner drawing. Or writing, rather. We asked the artist, do you like using 3D embellishments or do you like to keep it flat? Some like both. I can just glancing over their answers. And then here is more, this was before, it was before I knew of, what's her name now? Where's Eileen when I need her? She would know exactly who I'm talking about. Who is it that does this kind of thing and paints over it? We've done those projects before. Finnabair. Thank you, Terry. Finnabair. This was before Finnabair. This is Karen Cole. But Finnabair does this type of lots of old jewelry and layering, but then she paints over it. If y'all were around, probably it was before I was putting on YouTube, putting my videos up on YouTube. It was back when I was in Ustream, when Boo was probably, she had to be, let's see, she's 16 now. She had to be about 6. It was probably one of my first year or two. She was probably 6 or 7 years old, and she made all those frames for Christmas gifts that year. Yeah, that was fun. And then here's some more brights again. Then more muted. We asked the artist, are you 100% truthful when you journal, or do you censor yourself? And then they all answer that. Building memories with color and paper. So anyway, I just thought maybe y'all could get some ideas. This is so cute. If I don't like to sew, but if you like to sew, look at that. Look at that there journal. If you like to sew your signatures and make fabric books, look at that. Isn't that awesome? With that giant belly band around it. That is just so cool. I just never have liked to sew. Even when I worked for a cross-stitch company, I didn't like to sew. But anyway, we asked the artist, do you try to avoid warped pages? If so, how? Here's some more Pam Carricker. I got the hiccups. Let me get a sip of juice here. Here's Dina Wakely. Y'all recognize her shapes. This was kind of like her motif. That was kind of like her motif here. Hi, great. Let's see, who else am I missing? Joycey. I'm probably missing some people. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Thanks for all the thumbs up. So, Pam Carricker has, not Pam Carricker, Dina Wakely has this style where she kind of used, not stencils, but masks in these shapes. She had her girls, she had like stars, hearts, and very, you could just tell it was her. Hey there, Eileen. We're talking mixed media today. Okay, so anyway, let's see. This one's another fabric journal here. Well, it's got paper on the inside, fabric on the outside. This looks like a Joycey style. Doesn't that look like a Joycey style? This. Let's see. Journaling without fear. Tips and tricks. Let's read one or two of these. If you are new to art journaling, start small, maybe with ATC size cards or 4x4. Beginning small will keep you from feeling overwhelmed at trying to fill a page. So that was one of their tips and tricks. So anyway, this one was from, like I said, 2011. This one's also from 2011. And then we'll look at the newest Somerset, which I just got this weekend. Yeah, Eileen said that Dina Wakely's a great teacher down in Florida. Eileen, I guess a lot of these mixed media and artists like to go teach down there in Boca Raton because Eileen has taken more classes than anybody I have ever known. She takes them online and she takes them in person. And it's so funny because Eileen does not. She posts some of her digi work and some of her painty papers and stuff on Twitter, but she doesn't tweet. I mean, she doesn't have an Instagram. She doesn't stream. She doesn't have a YouTube. Yeah, they all come to Florida, don't they, Eileen? Okay, so anyway, let's look through one more here. So again, bright colors. These are very bright. Let's see. Who's this one by? This is Joanne Sharp. So y'all know she has lettering books. I have one of lettering. Maybe I bought the second one. Janet, did we buy both of Joanne Sharp's lettering books? Isn't that terrible? I know I have one. Let's see if I can. I'm not putting my hand on it right, and I don't want to spend all day looking for books. But when I pull some mixed media books out, I have them kind of grouped. Yeah, Joanne Sharp has a couple of lettering books out. Oh, let's see what she said. Tips and tricks. Have sheets of painted, inked, and decorated papers ready to punch or die cut. Become a collector of flower-themed dies, punches, stamps, and stencils to expand your floral choices. When die cutting, save the negative scrap pieces to use as a stencil for spray inks and paint. Eileen says that Joanne Sharp is so different than she was in the beginning. You mean her style or her as a person? Well, I hope she's grown, as a different person since 2011. We hope we all grow some. I don't mean wide. Style. Okay, Eileen. Art journaling to see more clearly. Here's a lot of journaling. See, I love the way this looks. Have y'all seen like Claudia Nice? Is that her name? The sketchbook. Let me see. I've got a couple of different ones, but here's one. Hannah. She's does one, but I'm thinking of Claudia. She does the watercolor, pen and ink and watercolor, but here's a different one. Hannah Hinchman. She's been around doing nature journaling forever. Let's see what year this book is. This is from 1997. So this is from 1997, but this just kind of reminded me of Hannah Hinchman right here. This kind of stuff. So this is all her nature journaling. See how she does writing and inks. Just kind of flipping through here just so you can kind of see. Just very cool. I love that when they do nature drawings with note taking. Like look at the clouds, writing all the different notes about the different type of clouds. What happened? Oh, Eileen said she might have to go out, and Janet said, "Oh, I can't stream without you." Oh, Janet. Okay, so anyway, that's a trail through leaves, the journal as a path to place. And anyway, this just kind of reminded me of that type of thing. And this one is Lisa Cheney Jorgensen. So, yeah. I hear a bird out there. Sharon L. That's your bird out there that you sent to the cats. I'm Malili. I know I never say it right. Sorry. Hear the bird? She's bringing it to me. Did you bring me your little bird? Come on up here, big. Come on. Come. You want to come up here? Come up, baby girl. Come on. Come on. There you go. Just can't go into the. You can't go into the cords, but you're not usually the one that goes in the cords. It's your brother. Your brother likes to get into the cords. You want to lay right there? Come here, lay down so I can pet you. All right, then move along. Okay. We asked the artist, do you prefer a bound journal or loose pages? What do y'all like? Do y'all like having journaling? Do you like having like a sketchbook, a binder, or loose pages? What, and I'm separating a sketchbook from a binder because in a binder you can take the pages out. You can rip them out of a sketchbook, but would you rather work in a sketchbook? Would you rather work in a binder where you can take pages in and out, or some kind of a ring, something? When I say a binder, I just mean something with rings where you can take things in and out. Or would you rather have them all just loose pages? Devin Rex said both. Jersey Crafter said both. Same here, no damage. Welcome back, Teresa. Color by Caroline said both. Sometimes if I had a choice, I like working in sketchbooks, but I always end up deconstructing them. I always end up deconstructing my art journals, my sketchbooks, and either putting them in binders or reusing them or putting them in some kind of a, portfolio flapped kind of book thing, just like a cover, Eileen said most of us just like to make the journals and don't do a thing in them. Speak for yourself, Missy. Speak for yourself. Yeah, Julie, composition books. I just wonder what different, that's what they're asking these artists there. Joanne Sharp said, I always favor a bound journal. It's more compact and organized for my collection of artworks. I like flipping through my personal art books and seeing how my work evolves. To me, it's like a little creativity storybook. So, yeah, now we're going to have to work on top of the cat here. There we go. Michelle Ward, she's another one that was like a real contributor to these magazines for a long time. And I think I have a couple of her books as well. I'm bothering her. I know I am. Sorry, little princess. Sorry. Oh, you want to play with the brush? Okay, play with the brush there. There you go. They love that brush, both of them. Fearless and uninhibited. See, this is, that Mindy liked to do this kind of messy kind of stuff. Natalie likes sketchbook. Terry liked bound. Digital art journaling, and that's what Eileen can do, some digi stuff. She does some awesome digi. We asked the artists, what are your favorite pens for writing on painted surfaces? That's always good. I have found that the best is just a big, or as they call it in UK, biro, the big biro, just a big pen. This will write over every kind of everything. Just a plain big pen will write over your acrylic paints. It'll write over everything, this ballpoint pen. Let's just see what they say. What is it, little princess? You're just the sweetest one. You're just a sweetie. I'm going to move up here so they can see you. Just a sweetie. Don't give Mama too hard a love bite. There you go. Okay. I'll just read what some of the options are. The Sharpie water-based post paints. They're saying Sharpie, but Sharpies, regular Sharpies, don't last over on top of. Yeah, they do, Ian. They work every time. But the big pens, Ian is saying. Sharpies, just regular Sharpies, they don't last over acrylic paint. Now, if you just want they're just favorite pens for writing on painted surfaces. They just don't last. Maybe the poster paint pens, like the Posca type, will, but Sharpies don't hold up. Then this person likes the Faber-Castell Pitt pens. Jelly Roll, black Uniball pens, charcoal pencils. See, I don't like anything that's going to smear. Copic markers. Again, you don't want to use Copics on top of acrylic paint. You'll ruin your Copics. But, I'm just telling you what they're saying. Pit pens, Sharpies, black. Here it is, plain Bic ballpoint. Oh, that's Paula. Oh, is this one Paula's journal? Is this the one Paula's in? Oh my gosh. Let's find out. Did I already pass her up and didn't even notice? Page 56. No, we haven't got to her. Paula's in this one. Well, see, Paula's smart. We haven't got to her yet. And Robin Marie Smith's in this one too. Okay, we're coming up to Journal Artista. Yay. Oh, I didn't know she was in this one. That's probably why I kept this one. I try to keep the ones with people that, like Paula or Packer Dye, Packer Dye's been three or four of them. So hopefully she'll go to the doctor, Eileen, and get well and then be back. Okay, thanks, Ashley. I don't know. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes if you don't get notification, guys, click and re-click the bell. Just unclick the bell, re-click the bell. Sometimes that helps. And a couple other things to notice. Make sure that when you're here in the chat that you click live chat. At the top, you're going to see either top chat or live chat. And that's true even if you're watching recordings. You need to click live chat, even if it's a recording, so that you see all the chat. Otherwise, you're not going to see, you could just see top chat, right? So even on the recordings, make sure, not just mine, but anybody's recording, that you click live chat. And also, sometimes if you refresh, YouTube will default you back to 144p. So go down to the little wheel and make sure you're at 1080. Or 720, whichever is best for your computer or your whatever you're using. So, especially if you refresh, it can default you. So, yeah. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's find our Paula. Okay, tips and tricks. All right, I think they said page 56. Okay, here we go. Here's Paula. This is from 2011. So we're just going to show our Paula. If y'all don't follow Journal Artista, she'll be back. She will be back. Let me put this one up here. I stepped on her toy and her. Look at this. She brought all this to me. 2 mice and a singing bird. And then she has this down there too. She brought all this to me to make me play with her. Here, play with this little brush, girl. Play with that. Okay. So, is Paula here? Somebody said, hi, Paula. Or are you just looking at her picture? Her picture here? Did she come in? Okay. I don't see her. So maybe they're just saying hi to her picture. Just the picture. Okay, Eileen. All right. So these are from Paula's pages, and we have been at her stream when she's created almost all these over the years. So, yeah. Let's read some of what she said. Would y'all want to hear some of what Paula said? I know you do. Symbols have been around forever and mean different things to different people. Okay, now Malibu's into the deli paper over here. Over time, you will notice that the images you are attracted to will change. For me, the swirls have recently changed to circles. I believe this symbol changed as my personal situation changed. The circles meant certain things that were coming full circle for me. Look for these types of messages in your art. You may find that wonderful insight is hidden in plain sight within your journal pages. Hi, Donna. Hi, Kate. Anybody else? Debbie. And I see a lot of people popping in. Thanks, everybody, for popping in. Donna. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. We're reading. I'm just going back through some old art journaling magazines, and this just happened from 2011 to be one that Paula was in. Journal Artista. Okay. Inspirational imagery. There are many times that you may not want to use words to convey your feelings. Sometimes what's going on in my head is just too personal to let out in words. Another time there are just no words to express my emotions. I love to use images for this purpose. I flip through magazines to dig through or dig through my collage box and look for colors and pictures that speak to me. I also look through magazines for images when I'm lacking inspiration. I tear out images that appeal to me and file them for future use. Many of my pages feature the same images or one image repeated multiple times within a page. I love to stamp or draw an image multiple times across my page to create a flowing background. Make sure that when you create your patterns, you let some of your images go off the page. This will make your page look more cohesive, as if it has no boundaries. I also love to add an image in multiples as a focus. If you remember the tried and true rule of odd numbers, it will always look great. So, yeah. I Donna's with the hand waving. Let's see, Deborah. I'm sure I'm missing some people. Thanks, everybody. Okay, so anyway, here's some more of her pages. Let's see a couple of her tips and tricks. Lay a thick coat of gesso or paint across a two-page spread. Y'all know Paula's the gesso queen. She will use gesso and mask it out and wipe it out and use it on with stencils to wipe back. Paula loves her gesso. Well, did loved her gesso. I don't know what she likes to use. She did say don't use citrus salt or you will get eyes. Yeah, yeah. There was some citrusol, different techniques too that she did on her stream. Lay a thick coat of gesso or paint across a two-page spread in your art journal. Quickly smash the pages together, open them back up. Easy and instant texture. Mix ink pad re-inkers with water in a spray bottle to create your own spray inks. Another one, after using spray inks or paint through a stencil, uh, use through a stencil, stash the ink stencil between take your stencil that you've got ink on and put it between two other pages so that the stencil ink rubs off on the on a fresh pages. That's a wonderful starter for a future page. Stamp a favorite image using a permanent ink pad onto the paper. Adhere with gel medium to create wonderful personalized texture. So anyway, let's see if we find some other things here that poem. Here's one here. We asked the artist, how do you overcome a creative rut in art journaling? Paula said, keep playing. I work on multiple pages at a time. If I feel like I'm stuck on what to do next on the page, I flip to another page and continue. This way, I feel less pressure and frustration as well as keeping my creativity flowing. Did she say don't? Yeah, okay. I got that. Yeah, her term is work through the uglies. Yeah. Oh, so anyway, that was nice. That was nice that we came across Paula in here. Okay, and then this one says we asked the artist what's the most unusual material you've ever added to a page. Let's look for Paula. She might not. Yeah, she did answer. Not everyone answers every question, but most of them do. Paula says I love to use ephemera from my everyday life. So the strangest thing would probably be a chocolate wrapper. Yes, it was a sweet surprise, Terry. It is. All right, let's see. Let's see if there's more questions. Tips and tricks. Okay, we asked the artist, what is one of your favorite journaling prompts? Okay, Paula. I love to use mantras or affirmations as prompts. I will title a page with a mantra like now here and journal from there. A quick search on the internet for mantras will get you endless inspiration. Totally meant to be that we get to hear about. Oh, yes, I know. Collages of vivid color. This one's Terry Carr's. Bright colors again. And this one's a muted by Amber Walker. Then we have A Place to Experiment. And again, these particular publications are all about art journaling, right? Changing it up. And then they have a gallery of submissions that people have just got their submissions in the back there. So that one is art journal. I have to keep this one. You know what? Let me put a note on here that Paula is in this one. Paula in this. I should probably have ones with Packer Dye. I should put her name on the fronts of those too. In which one? This one, Joycey? You said Paula was in the other one? In this one? This one's from 2011. Oh, yeah, I probably did her first time, Joycey, but I don't remember it. I don't have it right here. I just pulled out these magazines because they were on my shelf. I don't know which one it was in, Joycey. I literally have hundreds of these. I have Somerset Studio back to 2000 from 20 years. I have 20 years of Somerset Studio. Bye, Devon. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I only pulled these three, Joyce. If you just got here, I pulled these three off my shelf. I did not know Paula was in this when I pulled them. Okay, so there's some older ones, 2011 and 2013. And then this one is the Somerset Studio, put out by the same people. Stampington is the publisher. And they've been around for 20 years. And so let's look at the new one. This is the newest one, just came out this month. So, and also, guys, they have different papers in them. Like this one, look, has different papers in them for you to use. Okay, so this one has new worksheets and play shops to ignite your creative process. I've not read this yet. I just got it on. You have this one, Eileen. I just got it on Saturday, so I haven't read it or anything. I'll just do not a complete. I'm not going to read every article. I just want to kind of do a little bit of a flip through for you guys, and. Slim Art Journal. This one's using book spines, it looks like. Yeah, book spines. Using book spines. I would think these would be more for bookmarks than a journal. These would make good bookmarks, right? You like this episode? This issue, Eileen? Here's some details. And look, she just got them bundled up there. That would be so fun. We should maybe try to do some. She looks like they said it's on book spines, but I think you could use file folders. Doesn't it look like file folders could be play along pages? They started putting in play along pages. Okay, Mary, thank you. Yeah, like I said, guys, I don't buy every issue now, every new issue, because I started collecting this 20 years ago, and I have hundreds of Stampington, Somerset Studio, the art journaling. They used to have I think they still have digital. I have digital. I have what do you call it? They had the scrapbook one. A lot of them I tore out articles and I tore out the pages out of them. The cardstock pages. I tore it out and got rid of a lot of them because I had so many. I still have. I think I kept all my Somerset Studio ones though, but all the other ones were kind of up for getting rid of because I just had so many. They're only publishing these quarterly now. No, there's not the Somerset Studio. It's May and it is, Mary. You're right. May, June, and July. Okay, so they cut back from 6 times a year to 4 times a year. Again, I don't buy every issue now like I used to. I usually flip through it. If there's something in there I like, then I'll buy it, but I don't buy every issue like I used to. I used to buy all of them. And I should pull some of the old ones out. I've done it before on the show. Pulled out some of the very old ones. Yeah, I think they've always been $14. Well, they've been $14.99 for a while, even before It does. Maybe it seems a little thicker. I don't know, Mary. I'll have to get one of the older ones, other ones out and compare it. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, these would be good to make bookmarks, whether you use a spine of a book or just like file folders as a base, right? Okay. Yeah, Pretty and Petals. This one's with alphabets. We've done Alphabeticas. I should have pulled out our Alphabetica and our file folders. Our file folder. Maybe y'all want me to get out the file folder projects that we've done over the years. I can get those out of the closet. They're in the other room. I don't have room in here. But we've done Alphabetica and we've done file folder projects. Hi, Kimberly. Anybody else I'm missing? Anyway, this is one of the cardstock pages. This looks like a fold out book here. Circus themed. I like it as a booklet, like Mary did. Like what did Mary do as a booklet? Did Mary make one of these? Oh my gosh, Mary, did you make one of these with spines? Why aren't you submitting? Mary, you need to submit to Somerset Studio. With all the projects you do, oh my gosh, your art journals, you so need to submit to Somerset Studio, Mary. Everybody tell Mary to submit. Submit, Mary, submit. Oh my gosh, Mary, you did one. I want to show it on your next stream, Mary. Oh, well, when it's convenient for you, show it on an upcoming stream, Mary. I've missed that. I did not see you do one of those with spines. Yeah, everybody's saying submit, Mary. No, you don't know that, Mary. I'm telling you, you have no idea what they are looking for. Your stuff is very unique, Mary, and they're always looking for unique. This one looks like it has some tabs made of fabric. Again, I haven't read this, guys. I've just flipped through it. Here's some little projects here. Ever feel like you're stuck for some color palettes in your work? Here are a few color palettes. Again, guys, go to, I wrote it down here, design-seeds.com for color combinations. We've been using them for years for color combinations. You pick what you something you love. Your fine liner pieces are good too, Mary. Any of them would fit into either Somerset or art journaling or the art journal. Do you have any current issues, Mary? Do you have some current issues of Somerset Studio so that you can look at the submissions in the back? Waiting on Mary. Waiting on Mary. Mary has this one. Okay. Thanks, Aunt Beck. Aunt Beck, you need to get on Mary to do this. Yeah, because they tell you what they're looking for. You have to submit, like, what is it, 4 months in advance? 4 months in advance, I think. So they give you their next, they give you what they're looking for here, submission guidelines. Yeah. So she has this one back. Yeah, they tell you what they're looking for. And if there's a subject, like for Somerset, they usually do, like they'll have some Christmas things, Halloween things, seasonally. So, they need to have your work, 4 or 6 months in advance. Oh, you're typing on your phone, Mary? Okay. Mary's work would be, I know, right, Jersey? Mary, and either one, if not both, Mary, maybe submit some of your art journaling to Art Journal and then some to Somerset. Now you do have to give them, I think, now unless they changed it. I haven't looked at the submission guidelines lately. You used to have to send in your original stuff. Hi, welcome back, Gary. I don't know if they require you to send in originals anymore. Well, I remember Paula sent in hers like back in 2011, and a couple of different issues where she waited like 6 months to get it back. So don't send in a journal you're working in. You might not see it for a year. But they may have changed it. They may have changed it that you can just take digital, just take pictures. I don't know. It may be that you have, yeah, we prefer submissions of original art. If original art is not available, then you can do the digital pictures. So you can do either one. Okay, so that's good to know. It used to be you had to send in just the original. So yeah, Packer Die's been in 3 or 4 of the 2 magazines, Mary. It's time for you to be in it, Mary. It's time, Mary. Just saying. Okay, so let's keep flipping here. My little kitty cat sitting right here. Here's a little tail. She's sleeping right there. Altered book, A Fearless Altered Book State. This is by Carol A. Moore. She's the one that did this here. I like this photograph. This photo is really nice. So let's see, supplies, acrylic paint, book text, clip art, cold wax medium, colored pencil, Prismacolor, craft night, decoupage medium, gesso, ink pads. All the same stuff that we all use. We all kind of use the same stuff. Book pages. And again, here's some cardstock inside here. Simplicity. There's some little fabric and fabric lace and paper books. Again, I don't like to sew, but if you do, I have plenty of issues, but no magazines. Good one, Anastasia. And then here's dimensional stuff, kind of Finnabair-esque kind of thing. Doodle-it wreaths. Some more sewing and paper. Again, it seems like people are either vintagey or brights. Mary's more vintagey. And then see here's some scrap tag notebooks. These are brighter. And then here this artist does stain, stamped, and mark. Vintagey inks like coffee stained or coffee dyed, tea dyed type stuff. Little collage sewn little books. This looks like they did the outdoor sun, photography with the sun thing. There's a name for it. I'm not reading the article right now. So yeah, the stencilified journal. This looks like Paula to me, that kind of thing. So yeah, then here's some more little projects. Do some little painting. It looks like, I don't know if they use spray paint or what they did here, and then just doodled over the top. Look, with like a white gel pen or a Posca. Songs of the Forest, another book, and again, birds and nature. So yeah, and then here's again more hard stock pages in there. And then here's some different artists that have submitted and got their pages published in like spotlights. Here's a section on lettering. So yeah, all right. So here's an example. Oh no, that's gatherings. That's not submissions. I was going to say what they want when, but these are different places throughout the United States, probably around the world too. Where they have different conventions. MomoCon is this coming weekend. Hubster went on and on about MomoCon. I said, he's going, MomoCon's this weekend, blah, blah, blah. I said, oh, you want to go to MomoCon? He went, no. Oh, why are you reminding me that it's MomoCon weekend? Oh my gosh, that man. But anyway, so that's the newest Somerset studio. If y'all are interested in, seeing that. let me pull out a few mixed media books. Um, let's see. And I know you've probably seen some of these before, but I'm going to pull a few of them out. Hang on, guys. I got to rearrange, move some books around here so I don't knock them all over. Let's see. I don't want collage. I'm going to try to do mixed media here. Let's see. Go up to the next shelf. Here's altered books. This one was good. Some of these are quite old. Altered book workshop. Let's see here. But they're still, it's just like looking at these old magazines. They just don't really like go out of style, you know. Oh, this one's good here. And this one. A couple of these. I'm gonna pull. I got tons and tons. I've got probably 20 altered books, but I won't pull them all out. We'll just pull these for now. If we run out, I'll go back to the shelves and. Oh, I keep stepping on that little bird. Hi, Nick and Tina. Okay, so these are some of my older ones. This one is more new. I've got a couple of these. I have another one, but I can't find it right off the. I need to redo my bookshelves. Is what I need to do. Okay, so creative illustration workshop, mixed media artist. This is Catherine Dunn. I thought this was so cute and folk artsy. I just love this one. I'll tell you and this one's in a spiral bound. And a lot of these Corey books, the Corey publisher books were like this in a hardbound. Let's see what year this came out. This is 2010. 2010. I got to move these because I can't lay the book down here. Let's go this way. No, still I got to. With the cat up here, I have no room with the cat. The cat is literally like right here. I'll just put him on the floor. Okay. I know. I keep stepping on that little bird. She brings it to me, and then I kick it. Or there's Paula. Hi, Paula. Did you see that we saw your one of your spreads? Well, one of your articles in the Journaling Art magazine. How did you find time to color journal and other art? I'm always hard time. Well, I do it a lot more now than when I was working. I work full time raising the girls, and now that I'm retired, that's all I do. It's all I do, Donna. So other than the garden and clean the house, it's what I do all day long. It's stream for you guys, do art. I did commission portraits for many years. I've really cut back on my commission portraits to do some other types of art things that I want to do that I work on. I also work on that behind the scenes. So y'all don't see everything I do. You see a lot of it, but you don't see everything. Well, anyway, Paula, we came across, here, and I put your name on it. I was going through some old art journaling magazines. We came across this one. So I put it, Paula is in this. So we read all your answers to the questions. And so we all reviewed you, Paula. Yeah. Hey, Mommy Kate. So now this is what I do. I art full-time artist. But I can tell you, I was not a full-time artist when I was working, all those years. But I always did art. I always had an art space. Hubster always made sure I had an art space, whether it was a little closet, a shelf, a little room. I always had someplace, a drafting table in the bedroom. I always had an art space, always. Oh, thanks, Jersey. Thank you. So yeah, he's always been very supportive of my art. So now I do it full time, and I do sell stuff. And I've cut back on the portrait commissions because those take a long, quite a while. I mean, I could, if I really did nothing else, if I didn't stream and did no other art, I could get 2 portraits done a week. But if I stream, then that means I'm down to 1 portrait a week. And that's if I push one if I really pushed it. And that's doing nothing else. So I really cut back on the portraits. I've done so many, guys. If you want to see my pet portraits and my people portraits, I got tons of them. I don't have every one I've ever done, but there's tons of them on Facebook in my pet album, my people portrait album, my fan art album. And there's tons of them in there. Not everyone, because some people don't like their passed away, their deceased grandparents or their children. They don't want their children seen. Some don't mind. So they're not every portrait is there, but there's a bulk of them there on Facebook in a Facebook album. And also, guys, we're doing mixed media right now. But if you're watching on YouTube, I have a playlist. And in my playlist, I have mixed media, collage. I have color books. I have altered books. I've got probably 20 different playlists in YouTube since I've been putting my videos up on YouTube, which has only been about 5 years, I think. Before that, I've just had them on Ustream, and I wasn't uploading to YouTube. So, you should, Donna. You should. Okay, so this book, Colleen, is the Creative Illustration Workshop Mixed Media Artist. What did I say it was? 2010. I'm sure it's probably in a paperback now. It's probably in a paperback on Amazon, but I don't know. But I love this very folk art style. Let me read you the contents. Of course, basic materials. Illustration as storytelling, inspiration, draw what you love. Chapter 4, sharing emotions through personal stories. Chapter 5, incorporating textures and found materials. Chapter 6, when things aren't working. And Chapter 7, a gallery of projects. I just like this style. It kind of reminds me of like Finster, our local folk artist. He's passed away, but he's in all our museums. Finster. And, I like that kind of stuff. Like here, I showed you this the last time we went to the museum. I bought the book about Bill Traylor. I love this. I love the simplicity. And I love me some, Bill Traylor. And this is his biography, which I'm reading. When I finish reading this, I'm sending this book to my daughter in LA, Annie, because she loves Bill Traylor too. So I'm going to end up eventually giving this book to her. But he just worked out on the street. So anyway, I like primitive folk art, and this kind of has that vibe to it. Basic materials. Of course, I'm not going to read all of this. I just want you to kind of get the idea. And the only thing I don't like about these spiral bound books, they squeak. So when you turn the pages, it kind of gives you that squeaky, goosebumpy feeling. Oh, thanks, Mary. You're so sweet. So it squeaks on on the spiral. So I love this style. I've tried to do a little bit of it. It's really hard for me, just like it's hard for me. I showed y'all when I was doing here. It's still sitting here on the floor. Like when I tried to do this, Mindy Lacefield style. This is hard for me to do. I force myself to do. I force myself to write messy. But this style is, it's just not natural. It's not natural for me in this style. But I love it. And I love this. So I guess because I've always done so much realism, my portraits are very photoreal, not to the point of some that I've seen photorealism, but I do very realistic drawings, portraits, pets, and people. So for me to break out of that realism, it's hard for me to do that because I want to make it real. So if I'm drawing an owl, it's hard for me just to draw a funky, whimsy owl. Just like when I did Pacola's big poster of All About Me, that big poster, that was hard for me because it's not, I want to draw Pacola look like Pacola, not just brown hair and big whimsical eyes. It's just not natural for me to do that. Yeah, I'm willing to try all different kinds of things. I've tried a lot of this stuff, but it's more work for me. It's not, it just doesn't come flowy natural. Now, if I try to do it maybe like more, it might be more natural for me. It's just more natural for me to do realism. But I love it all. I love it all. I love to see it. I love to try it. And then even my collage. My collage is, my mixed media altered book collages. I still like the parts that are like real, But anyway, I just thought I'd give you a little, see, like, I love this. I just think, look, I see today, look at that. And that kind of, free, loose drawing. Love this. But to do like a whole book of it, I just, I'd have to really work at it. I want my, here, let me pull them. Let's see. Which one do I want? Let me just find one to give you kind of a good example. See, look, like my collage, it's just not, it's not folk artsy. It's got to have some elements of a real world. I just like the realness of this. This is a real world, people. I'm just saying. But look how sweet this is. This is the kind of thing that if you're a children's book illustrator, you want to be able to do this. Mary could do this. Mary could easily be a children's book illustrator. When she did that spider not to the moon, I forget what planet the spider went to. But when Mary did that, it was just like she could so illustrate children's books. Our Mary, she could. Okay. And yeah, goes to hang out with Hubster, Caroline. Bye. Thank you, Mary. So anyway, I just really love this, and there's just lots of little techniques. Look, here's the Wizard of Oz and in her style. Isn't that sweet? And I think, if I'm not mistaken, she has a llama farm. Oh, alpaca, I think. Is it alpaca? Yeah. Well, no, it's Apifera. Is that like an alpaca? Anyway, she has some kind of an alpaca. She has a farm, and she gets her inspiration from her farm and her animals. So anyway, oh, that squeak. And then she gives you little exercises. So it's like a workbook. Here's another exercise. She has you doing different little exercises. So I'll just kind of do a flip here. Incorporating texture and found materials. Now, Colleen, you would probably like this. You need to see if this is in paperback. Oh, because that squeak. We don't want to hear that. And here's making a little creature out of a sock. Very folk artsy. I just really, really like it. Then I've done a couple of the projects. It's only on Spiral Bound on Amazon. Okay, thanks, Terry. I could so see Colleen getting a lot out of this. Okay, so there's that. Let me pick another couple here. Some of these are older, like these two, I think, are two of my older ones. And y'all might have seen some of these over the years. You bought the last one, Spiral. Oh, you bought that? You bought it. It's in Spiral. Oh, it's so squeaky, Colleen. But Colleen, I can so see you liking that. Ian, it's just a sheep with a long neck. Okay, so let's see. I think this one's older. And yeah, this one's 2004. Just so y'all know, altered books have been around for a long time, as have art journals. This is called The Decorated Page. There's a couple that are older than this one that I know of, have or know of. I just happened to pull these out. This one is from 2002. I have some from 1999, 98. I might have got those down there on the floor. Okay, so anyway, this is Altered Books Workshop, 18 Creative Techniques for Altering Books. And, this style was like really this kind of worn look. It's been around for a long time. I'm just going to kind of flip through just so y'all can kind of see some different books and techniques. Altering books, altering pages. Y'all know I like to do my reverse collage, like the ones I just showed you in the Abandoned Places book. So I like using those more than taking a book and doing like tags in it or turning it into a journal, which if you like to art journal, the old books are perfect for that. But I like to use them for my mixed media collage worlds, adding texture, just all different. This one's, like I said, this one's been out for a long time. Adding different drawers and pockets and hidden things, fibers, beads, pop-ups. So that one, Altered Books Workshop, was one of the first altered books that I came across. The Decorated Page, journals, scrapbooks, and albums made simply beautiful. Gwen Dean or Dine. And I think I've seen this out in paperback now. This is a hardback, but I think you can get this in paperback too. 2002. And again, materials, techniques, layouts, applications. I'm just going to do a little bit of a quick flip through here. Do a little through the introduction. And it's all about art journals. And again, now we have, now at time of this came out, there was Somerset Studio was out by this time. But, this is one of the first books. Here's Illuminations, which I love. I love me some Illuminations. I have tons of calligraphy books with illumination in them. Yeah. And customizing a blank book. And, a lot of this is probably not new to you now by this time with, especially YouTube, the internet, and everything that we have with the Somerset magazines and all. But, when these books came out, they're very innovative, for a book about it. People were doing it, but there weren't a lot of books about it, right? All right. So anyway, that's called The Decorated Page. I just pulled out a few here. There's a couple more. This one's the Artist Journals and Sketchbooks. Lynn Perella. That's who I think I have 3 books by her. I just pulled one, but I think I have 3 books by Lynn Perella. And she was very, she was like probably the first one along with Tisha Moore to be in these books. This is 2004. Obviously, Tisha Moore. And this, these different projects, follow your passion, celebrate, adding color. This was using all these little tags with different colors, different things, different of the alphabet. If y'all remember Lynn Whipple, she always did everything in red, cream, and tan, these colors. And I think she's still around too, but again, someone else that I don't see around anymore. Yeah, Eileen. So here's all the transfer images, playful experiments, clowns. I know some people don't like clowns. But anyway, just all different little techniques. The problem with doing that, Eileen, is doing these. Eileen said it'd be fun to do some of these projects. You'd have to make sure you had all the supplies. Like here's slide mount artwork. We like to use our ATCs now. These are little mini, the little slides. I have a few of those. But you'd have to be able to have all these supplies or something at least comparable. You don't have to maybe match ink for ink or paint for paint, but you'd have to be able to have, uh, enough of the supplies to do it similar anyway. Oh, okay, Cheryl said for those of us who are only 3-year-old crafters, this is new stuff. Good. Well, I'm glad. I figured, there's a lot of people that haven't seen a lot of this over the years. Haiku journal, mandalas. But anyway, there's all kinds of projects like that in this particular Lynn Perella. And again, I've got 2 or 3 books by her that have all this kind of style, that vibe. Okay, color. Oh, I didn't want to do collage. This one I just pulled out. I just saw mixed media, but it's mixed media collage. And I pulled this book out the last time we looked at collage books, I think. So I won't go through this one because we just did this book. And again, guys, if you want to see, I have playlists, and in my playlist, I have the mixed media, I have collage, I have art books. I have, so I have all different, yeah, Eileen. So go look in my playlist, my YouTube playlist under either mixed media or under art books or collage. Look in my playlist because I've got over 1,000 videos. I think I'm almost at 1,200 videos, I think. So that I've uploaded and put on YouTube in the last 5 years. Because before that, when I was on Ustream, those are not up on, for four of those years are not up on YouTube. So there's way over 1,000. So there's going to be something for everybody. Okay. So Altered Art Circus, techniques for journals, paper dolls, art cards, and assemblages. This is a Corey book. I love Corey books. I don't want to get any clown, no clown, negative clown comments. So, but I'm just going to kind of flip through that. You can do dimensional. This is more dimensional type mixed media. 3-dimensional, I should say. Although there's look at that book right there. Look at that baby. Look at that baby right there. Hi, Vonnie. Anybody else I missed coming in? Little houses and paper dolls. And then here's a bunch of collage clip art in the back. I love clip art books. Me and Janet have collected clip art books over the years. We probably have hundreds of clip art books between the 2 of us. Because back before there was where you could just go on the internet and print everything off, we had to have clip art back then. Go back to the Victorian lady. All right, Mark. Victorian lady. I don't know. Her? Marie Antoinette? Yeah, it's a lot of clip art. Would you like this book, Mark? Would you like this book, Mark? I will give you this book, Mark, if you'll use it. If you will use it, Mark, I will send this to you. You have to promise me you will use it on a show. I want to see you use it. Okay, I'll send it to you, Mark. All right, let me get a pen. All right, got to use it, mister. All right, let me put that in I'm not mailing any more things out till Saturday, so you won't get it till next week. Okay, you won't get it till next week because I'm not mailing anything. I'm only going to the post office on Saturdays. So anytime if I do any giveaways or winnings, and by the way, Nancy Artsy Wannabe, you should get your book today. Miss Vicky B should get her book today. So I'm doing all my mailing on Saturdays, once a week. So yeah, okay. So yeah, maybe you could do something when you and Shay and Faith do your hangouts, Mark. Maybe do something on that. Mark did let me see if I can find it. Let me find Mark's mermaid that he did. Let me go on Facebook. Mark does projects, so I know he will use it. I'm half teasing him. I know he will use it. Let's go to Mark. Hang on. Mark did a good mermaid here. Let's see if I can find it. On his hangout with Shay and Faith. Here it is. Let me turn it sideways. So this is Mark's art journal page that he did over the weekend. Isn't that good, guys? Is Paula leaving? I saw, okay, Paula. So yeah, there's Mark's mermaid. It's, mermaid. Everybody does mermaids in May. So Mark did this one. Isn't that good, guys? I know. So I know he'll use the book. Okay. So real quick, I'm going to show you this right here. Okay. This was the last book my mother-in-law bought me before she passed away. So it's kind of special to me. And this is one of those books that she looks so bad on my camera, was off soon. I left it live. It cleared up. Oh, okay, Mark. Well, it turned out great. It turned out great. So this is called Painted Pages, Sarah Ahern Bellamar. And this came out in, thank you, Terry, for putting the link for this. I'll have to go look that up, Ian. I did not know that. So Sarah Ahern, this was an article in the Cloth, Paper, Scissors in 2008. And this book came out in 2000, did I say 11? And so anyway, I had this article, so I put the article inside the book. And again, this is one of those styles that was hard for me to do, but I went outside my comfort zone and tried it. Oh, I didn't know. Were we gone? Oh, was I gone for a minute? Where did we leave off? Was I gone? How long was I gone? How long was I gone? Could have been too long because Mark was talking to me. And I was just talking to Mark, so it couldn't have been more than 30 seconds or a minute. Just open the book. Okay, well, I haven't shown anything yet, guys. All I did was talk about the article. I just talked about an article that I cut out of a magazine about her. Okay, so I haven't shown anything yet, so we're good. Okay. I was an attorney, Bonnie. Okay, so Painted Pages, and she has one of these kind of whimsical styles, but kind of painterly too, kind of like the, Mindy Lacefield type of thing, background type thing. So anyway, she has starting out, seek it out, write it out, pick it out, work it out in the gallery. And so she just has different parts of her techniques. Again, this book for me is more eye candy. You were going to give, what year was this? This was 2011. This book here is 2011. And like I was saying, it was the last book my mother-in-law bought me. So it's kind of special to me since she's passed away, Is it a holiday today? No, you mean Memorial Day? Next Monday's a holiday, Paula. Not today. Next Monday is Memorial Day. Yeah, the whole family's going to the lake. I'm not sure if I'm going or not. It's probably going to depend on the weather. So we'll see about streaming next Monday. I don't know yet. Depends on what we do as a family. Memorial Day and July 4th. If they fall on a Monday, it's kind of iffy if I'll be here because we have family get-togethers. Okay, so anyway, but I'll be here Wednesday, as far as I know. So anyway, so you can kind of see her style here. Here's some of her sketchbook, her notes. Some guest artists are in here. What I want to show y'all this. Let me see if I'm coming up to. This is her art desk, or was in 2011. I don't know what it is now, obviously. But this was her art desk. Her desk was here, and this is what she used. It's just kind of her golden paints. She had a little, like a toolbox, wood toolbox thing full of her supplies here. So it was I think she has a small space, or did. I don't know, again, I don't know what it's like now. But anyway, I love this book mostly for the eye candy, right? I love this book for all the eye candy. And again, very simple little sketches. And so if you think you can't draw, guys, you need to look at someone like an artist that uses a very simple style so that you can see, yes, you can do this. And don't tell me you can't draw a flower like that. Don't even go there with me. Don't even go there. So anyway, she's pictures here and some scrapbook papers and notes. Getting out with your sketchbook. This is like her inspiration wall. Some inspirations tacked up on the wall there. Here's where she's writing. And so this right here, this style here, she gives you a project, and that's what we did. I did a project from this book, and I keep it in the book. So we're just going to flip through here. She has a bright but muted palette. I mean, it's not like hot pink. It's, but it's pink, yellows, and, greens, and it's bright colors, but they're more toned down, like, a lot of white. Yeah. Ian. Technique ideas. So there's like image transfers and things that were, people were using more at the time when they came out, like image transfers and stuff like that. Collecting collage fodder, work it out. So here's some different creative time and space. In the previous chapters, you've seen lots of ideas, examples, and ways of working with mixed media, from setting up an inspiring workspace to detailing specific techniques. I hope you found some inspiration on these pages. At this point, maybe you've simply felt compelled to dust off your sketchbook, or perhaps you are ready to dive in and start your own mixed media painting. But before you run off to your studio, I have one last how-to to share with you. In this final chapter, we will review the whole process of creating a painting from start to finish. On the next few pages, you'll see how one of my paintings evolved from the first spark of an idea to the final brushstroke. Think of it as a day in the life of painting. You'll get a little peek behind the scene, a view into my creative routine, and a glimpse into my everyday life as a working artist. Perhaps it will help you visualize how you might be able to incorporate a simple art routine into your everyday life. And she has a thing here about finding your rhythm. And so anyway, so here's all her start to finish a painting. So what we did is used her style and some of her motifs, circles and sketches with pencils, and used some of her motifs, and we did that in a golden book. Now, this is not finished. I'm going to say that from the start. This is not cover to cover finished, but I put sampler on here. I wanted it to be like a little sampler, an ode to Sarah, her style. So, hi, Melody. Anybody else I missed? Thanks for being here. So this is one of the children's golden books, and front and back. And again, I did this project on Ustream years ago, so there's not a video for it. But love you, a bushel and a peck. See how it's written really messy? It's in pencil. It's very smeary, You remember the golden books? Yeah. So anyway, scrapbook papers and just little bits of stuff. And so this is part of the golden, no, maybe not. No, I think this is from a Dick and Jane book. I'm not sure. I don't remember if that's collaged on or if that's from the book. I think that's from a Dick and Jane book that I incorporated. And it's not now. Take 10 hours. Oh, wow. It's edit version of it. Okay, I'll watch that later. Thanks, Ian. So here's just different little circles, little shapes. Bits of music, little houses, very simple, very childlike. And so this is how it started off. So we whited out the page, and then just drew very simple shapes. Okay, very simple shapes, writing, and then you go back and let me go the other way so you can see how then we would turn them into, like that, from this to that. Here's another one. It's got some music and some different shape. This one's just got shapes sketched out on it. So you can see the golden book in the background that we whited it out. Some ways to just get the paint down. So this was a project we did on a stream some years ago from a golden book. Just testing out and trying out her techniques. Yeah, it's a very simple thing, Kate. If you have a bunch of kids' golden books, now don't get vintage ones. Don't get ones from like the 50s because those are worth something. Get the more modern ones, like maybe from the 80s or something, Kate. And and they can just white it out and then start drawing any simple shapes like this. Because look what it is. It's the color and the doodles on top of the color that really make this style like come to life, right? So anyway, yeah, that's my little Sarah sampler in a golden book. And again, I keep that with this book. All right, guys. Well, we didn't really do anything, but we got to talk mixed media and got to talk, some different supplies and let me show. I don't. Kate, you've seen, I'm sure. Let me pull one more mixed media idea out for you guys, which I know y'all seen a gazillion times if you're a regular here. And that's some magazine journals. Let me pull out a couple different ones here. Let me pull out a couple that have quite a bit done in them. And of course, you don't have to glue multiple magazines together. This one's got 2 glued together. This one's got, is that 2 or 3? 3 glued together and then covered with scrapbook papers. And they're a hot mess because, we use them. And so if you like magazine images, like let's just say you have some art magazine, it can be anything. It could be magazines on birds, dogs, pets, travel, art. It can be on anything. And then I've also shown how to cut them in half and make a mini. And we call this the Mini Magazine Idea Collecting. It was MMICP. I forget what it is now. But you can cut them down and make smaller ones or just glue multiples together. And this is why you want to work front to back to front, not just front to back, because this will warp your spine. This one is less so because I started working front to back and all that. So anyway, you can do these things kind of the same. Yeah. Terry goes MMICP LMNOPQR. Good one, Terry. Oh my gosh. Oh, Kathy said these magazine essays helped me so much on your class last weekend. Oh, well, good, Kathy. Good. And hi, by the way, just saw you. So what you can do, here's what's helpful about magazine journals. Especially if they have art or a lot of pictures. You want magazines with lots of pictures because what you're doing is kind of reverse collaging out. And by reverse collaging, I mean you're getting rid of everything that you don't want. Rather than just putting things down, you're leaving the images there and you're you're getting rid of everything. So it's like reverse collage. And what that helps you do, a couple things. What it helps you do is it helps you match colors. So if you want to, like you have this image here and you want those colors, then you can start picking and I just use craft paint, guys, just Americana or whatever kind of craft paint. And you can scrape, you can baby wipe, you can scrape it with your gift cards and scrape it. And what you're doing is it helps you to color match. It really helps you to color match things so that when you it trains your eye to see colors and match colors so well. But if you take a magazine and do this, all right, so here's somewhere I've only glued something in, then here's just, blank pages here. And what I do though is I paint out all the text, right? Paint out all the text, and then you can get rid of the borders, you can get rid of the text, you can scrape, you can paint. All these have been inked. All these pages have ink on them. They all have inked pages, painted ink pages. And you can work, just here and there, off and on. I never feel like I have to just go page by page. And so anyway, this one has like 3 books together. Here's one that's just inked. It's got whited out backgrounds, and then this is just all inked. Some are done, some are not. There's another one that's just inked, and then it's just fun. It's like so freeing. You don't have to think like, oh, I've got to do this. It's just so freeing to do this kind of thing. So there's that one, this one. Here's where I was writing with just taking my ink bottle and taking the dropper and writing with the dropper. See, that's messy for me. That's not my, to write with the ink dropper. And then we got our splatters, we got drips, we got scrapes. But anyway, it's just a lot of fun to do these kind of pages. And it's just a magazine, it's just a magazine. So you're not feeling like you're messing up something and, So this is another way to, use magazines to make an art journal. Yeah, I can do messy, but this is a little different than the folk art type of thing. And this is hard for me to do this, to write with the ink dropper, because I want to do calligraphy. I want to do neat calligraphy. But anyway, just so you can see some messy magazine journals. And again, then here's the little one that we did. Show you this real quick. Got my wax paper in here, so when I work in it, you don't want to glue your pages shut. Let's see. So again, same kind of thing. Now this book right here there's videos for this. This will be in my collage mixed media playlist. This book here is more recent. Bloom Where You Are Planted. Did a little brush lettering there. See here. Try to find some pages we've worked on. There's one. There's one. That one. And almost all these were done with finger painting. Well, finger painting, and then I did on top of it, like we hand drew these cactuses. I ought to give those to Cameron, because he collects cactus and succulents. The meeting of the beards, these irises. But almost all of the backgrounds that we did in here is all with finger painting, just picking up paint and smearing it on. Just picking up paint and smearing it on, and then adding details on top of that. Here are the enablers. I think they were Eileen, Janet, and I never remember who the third one was. How do you get them together? Yeah, I glue. You mean the different magazines? I just use tacky glue. I glue them all together with tacky glue. And then put heavy books on them overnight to make sure that they're really glued. Now, every now and then I will have a page fall out. Not very often though. It's in there, but every now and then, especially at the front, the very front and the very back of the individual magazine, I will have a page get loose and I just tape it back in. I don't care. I just put some duct tape on it or something. So yeah, we've done a lot of these pages on and this is all just finger painting. Just picked up 3 or 4 colors and smeared it on. This is one of my hand carved gargoyle stamps. So you can see we've done a lot. Again, this is just written with the dropper out of the ink bottle, but this is all just smeared with your hands. So it's just fun to have a magazine or some kind of journal like this that you can just be messy in. You don't have to feel like you have to complete it. You can just do whatever. Again, this is just with smeared. Probably did some of this with finger paint and the rest with the palette knife. So yeah, getting ideas, good. I hope you're getting ideas. We did this one on Halloween. Did a creepy tree scene. This was a skull stamp. Use your stamps, your stencils, your paint, You can blend with your fingers and take a baby wipe and smooth it out. Just so much. You just got to play. That's why we call this the play journal. It was a mini magazine. Let's see, mini magazine idea collecting play something. MMICP. Playbook or something like that. And so yeah, just anyway, if you want to cut your magazines down, I just did mine with a metal ruler and X-Acto knife, but I would recommend taking your magazine and going to Staples or Office Max or wherever they cut things, and let them cut it for you. Let them cut your magazines for you in half. I think Terry said one time it cost $2 to cut one in half. It's well worth it. Trust me. It's well worth it to have them just slice that magazine in half for $2. So yeah, try buying the pages of a spice. Yeah, too much trouble, Ian. If I can just stick a piece of tape on there. Ian's got silicone and next he's going to want me to sew signatures. You're awesome, Ian. Yeah, it's so much easier. Take it to somewhere, one of your Office Maxes, Staples, whatever, and have them cut it for you for $2. So much easier, I'm telling you. Or you can just glue multiple magazines together and make them. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to head out. Janet is going to stream at 1, as far as I know, unless she wants to come on early. I think she's going to be on her own. I think Eileen's ditching her. Has an appointment today. Oh, my goodness. So, yeah. Bye. Oh, Terry, I'm leaving too. So let me say bye to Miss Terry here. Terry, you stayed longer than normal. Now, don't you be throwing your shoulder out on my time. I don't want blame for that shoulder injury. Oh, all right, guys. You'll have a great day, and we'll see you over at Janet's. All right, guys. Bye-bye.